one of the things that we did that I thought was really valuable for us to have done with respect to the POLST and assisted slumber
Yes.
is put the language in place so that people could actually know what it sounds like and actually incorporate it if they wanted to. I'm not a physician and I'm not a nurse, but I care about how patients are treated at this stage of life, and so I want to make sure that people know that this is something that they could easily ask for their physician, and if their physician is comfortable with it, they could sign it.
Right.
And so in section B on the POLST, under comfort focused treatment, additional orders. If I am suffering inconsolably, I request my physician arrange medication for assisted slumber, continuous controlled sedation, so I can sleep to avoid suffering and maximize comfort until my death. And basically, it puts in place, essentially, as part of the physician orders for the life-sustaining treatment, a statement that says, I don't want to be, I don't care that I'm not alert at that stage, that my preference would be to be sedated and to be sleeping.
You're not going to be anyway alert. I mean, that's the misnomer. We have this fiction that we're in a room, we say our last goodbyes, everything's beautiful, the room's lit, there's fresh flowers, everybody's gorgeous, and you blow a kiss and close your eyes and leave. Well, no. The room's a mess, the smells are maybe not so great, and you haven't been able to say anything for about 3 or 4 days. So, this is an option. It is an option. It is possibly a choice if you don't want to go through the hassle of physician-assisted suicide.
And I think that's really is the point that we're trying to make, is that this is an option and an alternative to having to go through something that may not necessarily be acceptable, or something that perhaps even from a faith perspective that would be appropriate. And so that it gives people the ability to control some element of this process at the end of their life. And so I think it's very important to have this again about conversation. It's very important that if you want to have some control over these things, you have to be capable and willing to have a conversation with the persons that matter. And so that this isn't something that is brought on as a surprise to people. It basically says, this is how I wish to be cared for, and please, you have full permission to do that.
And then if you have a family member within your circle who is objecting, who is highly emotional and has not necessarily been with you through the entire process so that they clearly understand, they can't stop you, and they can't stop the people that are treating you.
So, more on assisted slumber in book number 2.
Number 2.